Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today I will be doing my January TBR with you. If you have seen my previous vlog, you will know that I'm doing my TBRs a little bit differently this year. They may have a theme to them. I will also have my Bookopoly game to go through with you, and I may be involved in a readathon or not that month. So for January, I am involved in a readathon. I'm involved in a readathon all year, actually. In fact, I'm involved in two all year. So let's do Bookopoly first. So I'm going to pick a purple and a yellow card off my board. So yellow is read a book set in the States, and purple is read a subscription box book. So I know full well that I can do that. I will sort of have to have a flick through my books. I'm pretty certain a couple of these are set in the States. So without further ado, let's get into these because I have a very, very ambitious TBR set for January. So to start off with, I'm taking part in Newyearsathon, which is running from, I think it's midnight on New Year's Eve to the 7th of Jan. This has been set up by Amanda at A Court of Books and Love. Sorry, my mind just went completely blank then. And a couple of other people as well whose names I'm not fully sure off the top of my head. So in order, there are 5 prompts for this. I'm just going to read them off this piece of paper that I've got. So the first one is to read a 5-star prediction. The second is a book you were meant to read in 2018. The third is your 12th, 19th, 20th and 39th book on your shelf. Put in a jar and pick from the jar. The fourth is a movie adaptation in 2019. The fifth is to choose one of the host's reading resolutions and do that just for the month. You don't have to do it all year. And then the sixth is to do at least 2 of these challenges. So I'm going to give 4 a go. So the first one I'm going to do is a book you were meant to read in 2018. So I'm going to go for 13 by Steve Kavanagh. I was supposed to read this in October and I just never got round to it, and I really, really want to read it before I just completely forget like in 2019 and get distracted. So that's what I'm going to read. And then I went for the 12th, 19th, 20th and 39th book on your shelf. Put it in a jar and pick. I ended up getting To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I'm really excited to read this. This was actually on my TBR for this month, so it was on my shelf in my TBR pile, and I'm very excited to give this a read. It's sort of two birds, one stone, if you like. So I'm excited to read that. And then fourth one was to move, well, the third one for me, fourth one on the list, was a movie adaptation in 2019. I've gone for The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This also covers a book on my 30 for 30 Readathon TBR as well. So again, 2 birds, 1 stone. And then the 5th prompt on this list, the 4th one that I'm going to take part in, was to choose one of the host's reading resolutions. So I've chosen to go with Donna's. The other 2 people are Donna and Taylor, sorry about that. I've chosen to go with Donna's, which is to read a chapter a night, which shouldn't be too difficult for me and should hopefully get me through this ridiculous amount of books I have planned for January. I actually think this is one of the books that is set in the States. Yes, New York City. So set in the States, read a book set in the States. Nailed it. Thank God. Other books I have that are part of Readathons this month are Renegades, which is G at Book Roast's Book in a Jar. So this is Renegades by Marissa Mayer. This is December and January's Book in a Jar. So I have started this already. I'm only on page 5 though, but we'll see how much further I can get with that. So this is part of January's TBR as well. Pretty big book actually. I'm a little bit shitting myself for that. I've also got The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This is one of my 2 book club reads. So this is the book club read from Twitter. I also am part of a book club on Facebook as well. Their book club read this month is The Wife Between Us, which I have ordered it and it's not come yet, and I'm gonna kick ass after I finish recording this, but hopefully I will have that very soon. Oh my god, this has got like little, oh look at that, it's got little illustrations on each chapter. That's adorable. I hadn't noticed that before. So yeah, excited to read this, excited to read The Wife Between Us. And then the last readathon, if you like, that I'm involved in is, this is being hosted by Cody. I will link her vlog below, and a couple of others whose names I can't remember because I'm shit with names. And this is the Game of Thrones Readathon. So this is taking part all year, and it starts off with the first book in Jan and Feb. You've got you've got Jan and Feb to read the first book, which I'm excited for, and it's basically to read the whole set of books right throughout the year, and I'm really excited about it, to be honest. This is the on my TBR for my 30 for 30 readathon. So again, another book nailed on that list so I can get through this. There's 2 months to get through this, so this is only I don't have to finish this in Jan, which is good because this is quite an intimidating book, 780 pages excluding the appendix. So I am excited to read this. I think I may listen to this though. I'm pretty certain I'm probably going to. Out of all the books I've mentioned so far, I don't think I'm listening to any of those actually. Possibly this. So audiobooks save my life on a lot of occasions. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books so far. Then read a subscription box book. So this is Fairloot's latest subscription box book, Fire and Heist. They will be holding a read-along. Can't remember the dates. I don't know if they've announced them yet, but this is by Sarah Beth Durst. So I will be taking part in that again because I really enjoyed it when we did Skyward last month. So yes, I will be listening to this, reading this even. I don't think I have it on Audible, so I'll be reading that. What is wrong with me? And then I am also partway through City of Fallen Angels. We are still in December at the moment, so I am 65 pages through this. I'm trying to get through all of these before Feb because I am meeting Cassandra Clare and Holly Black in Feb, and I want to have at least got through some of their books. So this is book number 4, City of Fallen Angels. I am also planning, I'm listening to these, thank God, so it helps, but I'm also planning on listening to book 5 and 6 this month, which is City of Heavenly Fire and City of Lost Souls. These don't take me that long to get through, you know, maybe 2 days at work, depending. Obviously this is a lot bigger, but depending on how much I'm taking my headphones out and talking to my boss and stuff, they don't take me that long to get through. So these shouldn't get in the way too much, but we will see how far I get with those. They are sort of a priority for me, so we'll see. Then I also have The Lord of the Rings. This is all of the books in one, but I am planning on reading the first one, which is The Fellowship of the Ring. Obviously a first in a series. I haven't read any of these. My dad loves them. This is my dad's book. It just shows you how old it is. The pages yellowing and everything. So this is my dad's book, and I have stolen it off him so that I can read The Lord of the Rings. I really want to read it. I was disappointed with The Hobbit, so I've got high hopes for this, but I'm hoping not too high. I also have Seafire by Natalie C. Parker that I want to read. This is a first in a series, I believe. I've had this on my shelf for ages now, so I just really want to read it. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I have not read this. I have had this on my shelf for a while as well, and I really want to get to it because obviously there is a lot of hype surrounding this, so I really want to get to this. And then, so I've set up this new thing with my parents where I may have spoken about this in my previous vlog, I'm not sure, but basically I give them an option of 4 or 5 books for them to choose one book from for the month. I'm trying to get them more into reading. They both love reading, they just don't allow enough time for it. I'm trying to get them more into it, so I pick 4 or 5 books that I've read, so I know the story, so I know if they've read it or not, or they're just bullshitting me saying that they have. And they decide what they want to read out of the options. So my mum has picked When Breath Becomes Air by Paul. I can't remember his full name. I'll leave it below. But it's a brilliant book if you haven't read it yet. I have raved about it several times now. And my dad has picked. What has my dad picked? Oh, my dad's picked The Martian by Andy Weir. So I'm very excited for them to read those. My dad has already started his, but alongside that, because I had so many books I wanted to read this month, I basically picked 4 of the books that were options. So I had a Throne of Glass and The Raven Boys, and I also had Caravel and Night Circus. So I put the 2 circus ones together and I put the 2 fantasy ones together, and I said to them, pick one out of each group. So I read the synopsis on the back and they picked the books for me. So they couldn't decide between, they picked a Throne of Glass for me, so I've got that to read this month, and then they couldn't decide between the Night Circus and Caravel, so I allowed the dog to decide for me, and the dog licked Night Circus. So I'm going to be reading that as well, by Erin Morgenstern. But I've also put The Raven Boys on my list for this month, because I just really, really want to read it. So that is also on my list. And then along the final one with my Bookopoly game, one of them is a book challenge. And my book challenge this year is I've wrapped 20 books up exactly like this. I've wrapped them all up, and I basically pick 1 or 2, depending on how extensive my list is for the month, to read, to unwrap. I can't remember for the life of me what's in any of these. I have gone for the smallest ones this month, and I'm only going to pick 1, obviously, because my reading list is already so extensive. So we're going to unwrap one of these now, and I'm going to decide what we'll read. I'm going to pick this one because it's the smallest one. So I can't remember for the life of me what's in these, and I've got to read it because it's part of my Bookopoly game. So let's find out what it is. Oh, okay. So it's Sherlock, The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Champion. I hope this isn't heavy though. Like, I don't watch much Sherlock Holmes, but I hope this isn't heavy. We will see. So, that is my list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, oh shit, 17, 18 books, because one of them isn't here. 18 books I've got to read this month. So, in January even. So, but luckily, so what's happened is Amazon Audible did a like $2.99 sale thing on Boxing Day. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, and I should have probably mentioned something on Twitter, but I didn't. But anyway, I went through and just bought a load of books, and I've been really lucky to get a lot that's on my list this month. So I have all of these on Audible already, which is handy. I have The Fellowship of the Rings on Audible. I do have Raven Boys on Audible, and I have Throne of Glass on Audible. I also have 6 of Crows on Audible, and I think I've got The Cruel Prince. I've definitely got Game of Thrones on Audible. I may even have The Sun Is Also a Star on Audible. So, as far as physical reading goes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books physical reading to do, which doesn't sound as bad because I can listen to the others, which is really helpful because I have a lot of hours at work where I'm just sat around on the computer and I can be listening to books rather than music, which is good. I hope I haven't overdone myself because I don't want to put myself in a reading slump. I have been in a bit of a reading slump during Christmas, so I don't want to put myself back in a reading slump. But yeah, that's my TBR for January. I'm pretty overwhelmed by it, but I like the fact that these 2, actually no, that does need to be finished in January, I'm lying. That doesn't need to be finished until Feb, which is handy. And also the Mortal Instruments as well, if I don't get through them all in Jan. I mean, it's not too bad, but I would really like to because I want to get on to the Infernal Devices and Dark Artifices series as well. But we'll see. We will see. Not too much pressure if I can help it. Also, not only that, but these 3 need to be finished before the 7th anyway, so that takes those out of the equation straight away. But we will see. that is my TBR for January. I shall keep you up to date with how I get on. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I shall see you again next time. Bye.